Well, hello, everybody. Welcome back to Aligning with Success. This is Mike DiMuccio, your host. I'm sorry if you had some technical difficulties getting on tonight's call with the link, theroyalalliance.com/live. We have to sort that out, and we will do that in the next 24 hours. Thank you for those who were able to figure out the workaround. In case this gets lost again, just going to give you the ID number for this call. TheRoyalalliance.com/live has a static ID number. It never changes. The ID number is 776-08-32783. Again, 776-08-32783. So with that ID number, you can get into the calls. Anyways, we were just picking up on the conversation of how to make your promotions more successful, more impactful. We've got a number of promotions coming up with the ladies' tea coming up this coming Saturday. The following Saturday, we have the Zoom-in event. And of course, what's the point of the event if you don't have guests, right? We love each other. We like seeing each other. Yeah, but we're in business, and we were in business to expose Nick to more and more people. So we really need to figure out how to get better at exposing people to our message. And that has to go beyond the traditional mechanisms of just, people on your contact list. Wow, if you know how to use your contact list and ask for help, and that's the thing I love to do. I love to ask for help because that's the surefire way to get more people interested in sharing or helping you with names. Ask for help. But outside of the traditional, I've always supplemented my recruiting efforts, and I mean always. I've never not done this. So what I'm going to share with you is a little bit of a intel from my history. I've always had advertising. I like people coming to me. And so when I first launched in the Toronto market in Canada, way back in the, 40 and how many years ago, I ran newspaper ads in the 3 major newspapers across Canada. And the caption was Japanese giant launching Canada. So I ran that Japanese giant caption everywhere. Japanese giant launching Montreal, or Quebec, Japanese giant launching Vancouver, Japanese giant launching Mexico. When I launched Mexico a year later, I was launching Japanese giant, the campaign header, and then some of the details underneath with a phone number that they could call. Back in the day, you would call a phone number and you would hear a 2-minute voicemail recorded message, which was professionally scripted, and it gave them enough information. Today, that voicemail message would be the equivalent of a landing page. So if they like what they see, they click, they go to a landing page. Back in the day, if they liked what they saw, they would phone, they would hear a message that said 24 hours, so they knew it was just a voicemail message. They could hear it, and if they liked what they heard, they would follow the instructions, which was leave me your name, telephone number, and the best time that you can be reached. So now, the new version of that is click on the link. They go to a landing page, and that landing page is an opportunity for you to tell them a little bit about who you are, what you're about, a little bit, and then capture the name and email information so you can follow up. The simplest landing page is the best. One page where it just gives a little bit of insight about the features and benefits, not the details. So what we're talking about is the benefits, the benefits, the benefits. And by the way, this kind of is a bit of an aside, but I put out a message to my group in Canada to come back with messages about benefits of product, particularly the sport bottle or the waterfall. And I'm amazed at how difficult it is for people to understand the simple concept of what a benefit is. A benefit is not a feature. A feature is the sport bottle filters water. That's a feature. The sport bottle creates alkaline water. That's a feature. The sport bottle is portable. That's a feature. The sport bottle is reusable. That's a feature. The sports bottle is biodegradable. That's a feature. Who cares about all that? Nobody. What they want to know is what the benefits are when it comes to a testimonial. And this is important too, because you're going to be called upon in any of your meetings to give a testimonial. So what are the benefits? What are the benefits of drinking with this product? That's what people want to know. How's it made your day? How's it changed your game? How's it influenced your energy? How's it benefits are what people need to hear. because you have to assume that they've learned about the product one way or another, either on your website or you've already told them that. So when you want to introduce them to testimonies, testimonies have to be about benefits. And so ask the right question. The question is, how has this improved your life? That's the right question. How has drinking with a sport bottle improved your life? That's the right question, because that'll cause you to answer the question with how it's improved your life. So keep that in mind when it comes to testimonies. Anyway, I digress. Coming back to advertising, I supplemented all of my recruiting efforts with ad campaigns in order to create a little bit more of a splash, a little bit more of a credibility of the fact that there's a launch happening. And people saw those ads, and people called those ads. And every ad I ran was worth running because it always led to prospects. And of those prospects, some actually became diamonds. So I can honestly say that I've got at least 5 that direct out of ad campaigns, 5 diamonds. So they way more than paid for themselves, even though there was a cost associated with advertising. So there's a right way to do it. And in today's era, in today's age, the right way to do advertising is through social media. And so the things that we want to learn how to do is to take those images that we're producing for you and how to post them on social media, or the images that Niken, for example, Niken is coming out with some really great product images. Now, if all you're doing is sharing the product image and no hashtag, basically how their algorithm runs is about 3% of the people that are friends of yours who already know you're in Niken, who already know what you're about, are going to see another promotion from you and just flick right by it because it's just you saying the same old you stuff. You're talking to the same people. You're preaching to the choir. So if you want to attract a new audience, how do you get outside of the circle of friends? You got to get to your friends' friends, and you got to go even beyond that. And that's where hashtags come in. So just look it up. Look up the word hashtags. How do I use hashtags? And by the way, I do exactly what I'm saying out loud here. I ask Google a question in simple language, English, and it answers. And sometimes it answers with 5 or 10 different video links. And what do? Like you, I look at it and I go, oh my God. And I click on one and I start watching. And that's how you get to learn about stuff. So ask Google a question. What are hashtags? How do I use them more effectively? So take these posts, these images that we've created for you. For instance, the event on the 20th of June, there's 5 images that have been created. Post every one of them, not at the same time, post one a day, one every other day even. But post them because each one's targeting a different demographic. And along with the image, think about the people who would be attracted to that image or who you're trying to attract. So I like the fact that the ladies one, the ones that came out today, the T, you see they're very distinct demographics. I mean, they're labeled differently. So you can see each one has a very specific demographic that it'll appeal to. And we want them all. So use all the promos that are being created by Niken, by us, to market and advertise the events. And that's the key. Promote wherever you are. Those events need to be promoted. And who do we want to promote them to? Yes, to the people we know. Yes, to our warm market. But most importantly, we want to expand our reach into a wider audience. So imagine now, if each of us on this video, or those of you watching the playback, imagine if we ran a $5 a day ad on Facebook using a post or on Instagram, and we had hashtags, you know, stay-at-home mom, entrepreneurs, you know, there's a myriad of hashtags, influencers. There's just so many, whatever you can think of. Like I said, just go and look at some ads on Instagram, and you'll see the hashtags on the ads. You just click on one and look at who they're talking to, and they're talking to all these different hashtags. Copy and paste them. So what does that do? It creates a connection, a potential connection to a larger audience. Now, what if that person likes what you're doing? They're going to click. and they're going to either talk to you by response, by a like. If they like, look at the likes that you get, by the way. Find out if that's somebody you should be following up with. If they're responding, then it's more obvious. But the ads that are running, for instance, the paid advertisements on Instagram or on Facebook, when you click on that, where does it go? Usually you'll see it land somewhere on a website. And that website is, you know, a place that shows you the video of the product or whatever they're selling, an option for you to buy, etc. So that's their active web page for something to happen. So that's suggesting that maybe you also consider creating a landing page that you can do lead capture. Now, if you go in this direction, it is trial and error, but wouldn't you feel pretty good about it if you were generating 5 to 10 new leads a month? Even if it was just 5 to 10 new leads a month that you had to follow up with, that were coming to you because they were just simply following through on the promotion that you're doing. Now, what if you did that every month? What if you did it a little bit more aggressively? Instead of $5 a day, maybe you went to $7 a day, increasing your exposure. You see what I'm saying? Then what happens is, in addition to the traditional marketing that you're doing right now, you now open up a whole new channel, a whole new gateway to doing all kinds of promoting, including product promoting. So for instance, I have a product page, a page that's just for the waterfall, sport bottle, and shower. And so I'll show you, and this is new. So I'm telling you right now, I'm working with somebody on this, and this is brand spanking new because I'm going to do what I think I need to do so I can teach you something new. This is the one that is being marketed right now. Let me see if I can get this on speaker view. On speaker view, you'll get a bigger picture, hopefully. If you click on speaker view, you'll see a bigger picture. So here's
That's perfect, Mike. That's perfect.
All right, okay. So here's the link right here, and it says, do you know Canada is banning all single-use plastic bottles next year? And that, you might remember that picture. That picture's a Nikan picture. And then I got to keep talking so that my image stays up on the screen here. So clean alkaline water keeps you healthy and hydrated. And there's more in the text, but if you click on the learn more, that's when it drives you to a website. Let me just show you that website, because the website is just a simple landing page. By the way, we have a few other ones here. Here's another one that's kind of cool. Whoops. I got to keep tapping here so I stay on the screen for you. Water is more than a drink. It's an essential nutrient for life. Where have we heard that before? Of course. So these are different ads, and I'm going to find you a page where it lands so you see where it actually goes. Let's see, is this one? No. Here. So, waterandwellness.net. So it goes to a landing page, and they can buy, or they can scroll up and learn more. And there's stuff about this product, environmentally sound, and yada, 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 yada. And you know what? It doesn't cost a lot of money to put this together, surprisingly. And I'm using all the stuff that's already available to all of us. You know, Pi Waterfall videos that are on Nikan and so forth. And then they can, did you know, blah, 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 and they can buy.
All right, this is really, really very helpful. I appreciate that. Madeline and I have been kicking around some ideas with the Grubers.
Yes.
And there's a local pizza shop that will allow me to put some advertisements along with their deliveries. You know, because we're thinking outside the box, right?
Yeah, that's perfect.
There's no box in my mind.
Excellent.
Just like Nikan is fluidity, right? The water is fluid. So this is great. I really, really appreciate this. This is huge.
Yeah, and it's simple. And you know what? I'm not the expert. I haven't got a clue how to do this. That's why you pay somebody to do this. And it doesn't cost a lot. And by the way, it just turns out that the person I'm working with on this is a consultant. So it is in their own best interest that this actually works. They're a first level consultant. And so, and I don't mind putting the advertisements, placing the ads. It's good business sense for me to do that. So we have the landing page. Now we're experimenting with the ads. By the way, that ad that I showed you, which I just got a report today, got 67 clicks. Not bad. That's 26 cents a click. For 26 cents, people are clicking through to see the information. And you know what? I think this ad is $10. Oh, we spent $17.26 for those 67 links, or excuse me, 67 clicks. Now, how much would a Nikan consultant make if one waterfall was sold? 20% of the retail price, right? Not a bad return. So do the math. How many clicks can you afford? What's the break-even point? And then when are you actually into money? So remember, we also have rebates in Nikan at the executive level, senior level. So there's money to be made doing this. And I'm just saying, it's high time that maybe you stretch and start looking at this and actually ask somebody for help. There are people who can do this with their eyes closed while they're asleep. This is kids' play for them. But for you, this would be a breakthrough and a new avenue to generate leads. So you could have a landing page that's designed specifically for attracting leads for the business, where you just want to capture their name and email, so you can have a dialogue and set up a time to meet online. And then there's a page that you could be marketing any of the particular products. And of course, the water product seems to be the most obvious for immediate low-hanging fruit, so to speak. We also have the shake and so forth. So I find that once you start, you will begin to explore this more and more and become proficient at it. And like I said, I've never done this where it didn't pay for itself. Now, at first it may require, there's a little bit of bang in there.
Sorry.
Somebody's putting up a painting or something.
Renault guy.
Okay, Renault guy. Okay, so I said, I've never done this where it wasn't profitable. So, but at first, there's a bit of experimenting. There's a little bit of, those ads, they don't write themselves. You have to figure out what works. And so practice. Is anybody else doing any of this right now here on this line? Anything similar?
Yeah, I'm running ads, Mike.
You're running ads on Facebook, on Instagram?
On Facebook.
Okay. And by the way, the reason I say Instagram all the time is because when you do a Facebook post, you can also activate it on Instagram, and it reconfigures the post for Instagram. So you don't have to do it. It does it itself. It's pretty cool. So, okay. So you're doing, which one are you posting? What are you at?
I'm following, I've been taking a course. So I've been following the course recommendations, and each day you post something different. Maybe once or twice a day. One day it might be an engagement post. Another day it might be a curiosity post. Another day it might be something to do with family and how your products have impacted your family or a friend or a neighbor or something. Each posting has it's got a message to it, but it's not in your face sales. So like some people see something that looks
Right.
like a sale and they just go right on by it, but it captures in the interest. And so I've been tracking it from the first ad that I did. How many?
Now, Barb, before you get into that, these ads that you're running, these are not paid ads, right?
No, they're not.
Right. Okay. So what you're doing is you're tracking through your channel. Do you have a new channel, by the way? Are you did you start a new Facebook page
Nope.
to do that? Okay. So
Nope.
what you're doing is you're turning your,
Profile.
you're turning your profile into an interest. Basically you're tracking by interest.
I'm attracting new people. I'm generating new connections. I'm opening up dialogue with new people.
And that's happening when they respond to a post, when they like a post?
Sometimes they approach me, but then other times when they respond to a post, I reply to them and open up dialogue with them.
Okay.
And so I'm generating interest in the product, and also I've got some interest in potentially in the business.
Okay, so there's an example. Are you using hashtags, by the way?
I am, when I remember. I haven't been remembering to use them, and then I'll get an ad, I'll think, darn, I forgot to use a hashtag. So sometimes I will go in and I will edit my post and put in hashtags. And I've also been doing a lot more live video.
Okay, well,
And
that's
I'm
good.
getting a lot of response to live video.
Another huge way to market and promote something is live video,
And it's
Facebook
not
Live.
as scary as it seems. I mean, the first time was just earth-shattering.
Well, if you've got a smartphone, pretty much everybody does, then you can do a little video clip, and then post it with a bit of a caption, and then add those hashtags. And by the way,
you start doing them live instead of doing a video and then posting it. Once you're actually doing it, you increase your audience even greater.
Facebook Live, you're saying you're doing Facebook Live.
When you do Facebook Live, you attract that many more people than if you do a video and then post it.
You might remember, some of you, when I was doing the tour,
Cross Canada tours.
It was North America and Europe. I mean, I was doing the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 thing, and I kept doing that same thing. That was a Facebook Live in every city, and I was doing the same thing, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, because that was the, oh, where's he now? Where's he now? And people started to get the idea that, oh, he's somewhere new. Where's he now? And they would watch, and I would get lots of comments. So yeah, Facebook Live is another way. So don't be afraid to be on camera. People want to see the real deal. So these are all very useful things to help increase your exposure and Niken's message to the world. And I think that's what we need to get better at. We have the message. We have the delivery system. We have incredible content for somebody who's willing to delve in and stay tuned for one of the up and coming events that Dr. Gary's doing, or one of the ladies events, or Madeline's do. There's a lot of content on Niken Connect, for instance, that people can tap into and learn more once they're past the interest stage. But they'll never be interested until you have that very first connection. And that first connection means casting a net that is attractive. And if you're not making phone calls, or not in the habit of making 3 to 5 phone calls a day, even if you're doing this part-time, that's a very part-time effort for a business, then where's the exposure going to come from? If you get this operating in the background, then you've got increased exposure. So I get pops and messages all the time that I can respond to anytime when I can have the time to look at my phone and actually respond to them. And I think that's just really good use of time and tools and technology. So how many of you are afraid of technology?
Mike, if you're not aware, Heather has had the ladies leading ladies doing 15 seconds for 5 days in a row. So you can imagine who's having a challenge with 15 seconds. I don't know how to breathe in 15 seconds. So we've all been practicing and doing a lot. The creativity of everyone else has been absolutely huge. They are excellent. So they're going to be shown ahead of time, and then the next LLL session is going to be, learning from what we've done. It has absolutely been a hoot all week long.
This is great. This is all important. Guys, if we're going to attract a younger demographic, we got to be doing what they're doing, where they're doing. We got to show up where they're at. By the way, before you jump in, Ruth, I just want to say, how many of you are old enough to remember this? Man, that's good water. Do you remember that? That was one of Niken's first ads, promotions, testimonials on one of their Niken videos. The pie mad water. Person would drink and say, man, that's good water. It was just that little stupid thing. Man, that's good water. Like Schlitz, Light. I mean, just those little things work. That's why they do them. So it doesn't have to be very wordy. It has to be just something that's catchy enough that people will watch and remember. Yes, Ruth.
So I was also going to share about Ladies Leading Ladies, the challenge of the 15-second video. And I posted on Monday and immediately got some response, people asking me for information for it. And then we did the Blackout Tuesday for respect for the George thing. And so I haven't done the rest of the week only because my daughter said, don't be posting this week. So I will post them next week. But I was amazed at a 15-second video that people were reaching out like, oh, I want more information. Meanwhile, I've sent them information prior to that many times. But it was that 15-second video that perked their interest. And then another woman said, oh, and can you send me information about the jewelry? I'm like, of course.
Okay,
So-
wait. I want everybody to see this 15-second video. So where are they going to go to see your 15-second video?
The first one is actually on my Facebook page.
Okay,
but
so
actually we're posting some. You'll see other LLO ladies in the
Yeah.
Facebook page on Ladies Leading Ladies. They
okay,
should
but
be-
that 15-second video that you did, is that where can they just, on this video, somebody listening to it in the playback, where are they going to go to see yours? Ruth Lowe?
it should be Ruth Lowe.
Your Facebook page, Ruth Lowe. Just go
yeah.
to Ruth Lowe, LOH, if you're only hearing this, Ruth Lowe, LOH is Lowe. And just go to our Facebook page and, scroll and find that little 15-second video. So you get an idea. You want to just get an idea of what it
And
looks
they
and feels
do
like.
work, Mike. Because I did one on the flex, but I called it a mud flap, my magic mud flap.
There you go. Okay.
And I got feedback.
There, by the way, that's a really, really good point. It's important that I know that we're really hip to the Nikken lingo, which is the use of our brand names, but people don't know that. They don't know the Nikken brand. They don't know the brand name. So using the brand name, I love my Pi Mag water. Nobody knows what that means. So don't use words that they don't know. If you said alkaline water, they're much more likely to know that, or mineral water, they're much more likely to know that than they are Pi Mag water. They don't know Pi Mag water, so they're not going to have an attraction to that.
Hey, Mike, just
Yes.
real quick, I work for Amazon, and my delivery drivers, this one young lady came in with a gallon of alkaline water. And I told her, I said, I sell alkaline systems. Oh, my mom owns a $3,000 system. I said, I can sell you one for 10% less. 10% of the cost. And she was so excited. So exposure, and to your point, just a cliff note, we don't have to go into the Pi Mag, alkalinity, mineral-based lava rocks. It wears down the conversation. And people are like, okay, I'm done. You get 15 to 30 seconds of attention, and that's all you get, and that's it.
So it only took 22 years for me to meet Heather and Jerome, not Chandra. That's his wife.
I'm just going to take a second to brag here. So this was a little surprise message I got on Wednesday. Let me see if I can change this to speaker view again. Okay, if you go to speaker view, you'll see that. What does it say? What's the caption?
These babies really work.
These babies really work. And one of those babies, it's the Kinko seat. Wow, is that cool or what? These babies really work. That came right out of the blue.
That's what I said about my necklaces for massive headaches. And there's my magic mud flap.
Okay, wait. What is the symbol after the really work?
Peace symbol.
No, gosh, no.
That's
is
Star
the
Trek.
That's
Oh,
the live
Star
long
Trek.
and prosper.
Yeah.
Live long
Who
and
sent-
prosper.
Yeah, but not everybody can do it, Mike.
No, but who sent me that message is what's really cool. The guy who sent me that message is the first officer on the Starship TNG, the Next Generation, Commander Riker.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I was pretty happy to get that. Anyway, so enough about this. Let's turn our attention then to the upcoming events. We have upcoming events. The best thing you could possibly do with these events is invite new people. That's the best thing you could do, which means having that initial attraction, that initial conversation, that initial contact with somebody. So exposure, exposure, exposure. If you're going to do the traditional method, ask for help. Every one of these meetings is an opportunity for you to go back and ask for help. Do you know if you went to the same person 2 or 3 times asking for help, and every time it's because something new is happening, they're going to probably turn around and say, now what's going on? And eventually they're going to say, you know, maybe I should be looking at this. So ask for help. That's the best way to generate leads. Ask for help. We've got something special coming up this coming Saturday. I'm really looking for your help to support. This is a special occasion, a special event, some keynote speakers, and some great content about the opportunity. If they know you, they know what you're doing. You know, Nikan is just busting at the seams. It turns out that this situation, this crisis that we've been in, has actually been good for business. People are now more and more aware of how important it is for them to take care of themselves, as we're finding that seems to be the only line of defense. And so more and more people are looking for ways to stay healthy. They're no longer neglecting their health. It's now top priority. And so all of a sudden my business, which was a great, you know, little side business, is now like everybody wants to know about this. So I'm out there helping as many people as I can. You know, people I don't know. Can I get your help? That's a very traditional, simple, and anybody can do that because you all have people you know you can do that with. And so do it. Every one of these meetings is an opportunity for people to get excited. How many of you had somebody on the meeting last month, on the Zoom-in event last month? Okay. How many of you wish you had twice as many people on the Zoom-in last month? Yeah, I know. And that's what we always wish. We always wish we had more people. So why don't we just take our own advice and have more people? Let's just make a point of that. If you exercise your right as an independent entrepreneur to start marketing and promoting these events using social media to assist and the technology that's there, you're going to go from being a hobbyist to a professional network marketer. And you know, hobbies cost money, professionals make money. That could be a turning point for you, because honestly, I'd rather people breaking down my door for information about this than me going around breaking down other people's doors. And so time is precious. I want them coming to me, but they need to know I exist, and they need to know I have something that would be of relevance. So that comes to, you know, those fishermen that they spend that time with the hooks on the end of the hook, and they're really careful about what they look like and so forth, because when they cast, they want to catch what they want to catch. The reason why they spend so much time is because that hook has to be baited a certain way to attract, to catch what they're looking for. So that's what our job is to cast that line, but have on the end of that line something of interest, something that'll attract. So use all the things that are coming at you by way of the posts that are being generated to help you market the events. Don't just look at them and say, oh, that's nice. Post them, use hashtags, tell people you're looking for help because we're bursting at the seams. We're busting out. This is getting out. People are asking for this and we're looking for more. You know, just make an announcement. Imagine you were running for office, probably a terrible example right now, but just let's say you were. You would want people to know you were running for office. You would want people to know what you stood for and then attract to your message, right? Same thing. That's what we're doing here. Leonardo, you have a comment?
Yeah. Yes, Mike, I wanted to just ask you something quickly. Like everything that you have been showing us that you have for yourself, is it something duplicable in a way that you can share with all of us so that we can save time instead of having every one of us going through our own land page and doing it from scratch? Or
if it's possible, I would say yes, but that would put an excessive workload on one individual. So what I can do is I can share with you. First, what I want to do is pull some results. I want to be able to say to you, okay, this is what okay, yeah. So that's what I'm doing. So right now I'm looking to create some results, some traction. Once I can get some traction, I can say, yeah, look, this is what's happened. This is how it's worked. And this is what it's generating. So at the end of the day, it's worth replicating. So let me give you, I can tell you it's going to be worth it. It's just going to be me figuring out what's the right bait at the end of the hook. So there's 3 ads running, and the one that pulled the most was that one that I just showed you, 67 hits for one day. So that ad is better than the other 2 ads combined. So,
and then Mike, it sounds like you want us to also come up with our ads too, because we can learn from each other.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I am not an expert at this. I am
No,
right
no, I
now
agree. I mean, I love
treading
the fact
water
that
like everybody else, trying to figure things out. But I'm willing to make the effort because this is my profession. This is not my hobby. And what I gain from insights, I can share to you, vice versa, right? So that's what collaboration is about. This call is not a prospecting call. This is a call of collaboration. This is best practices. We learn from each other. Speaking of which, we got 5 minutes for me to 2 minutes for me to shut up. Is there anybody who wants to add to this call? Promote something that's coming up, anything that we need to know?
Tomorrow night's class will be on the new product. It'll be a brief one, and then we'll have some live Q&A. So
Excellent.
on this same channel, if it works.
We'll make sure it works by tomorrow.
Also, tomorrow night at 8 o'clock, Jeff Isom is starting a 5-week series in his Humans Being More training on leadership. So I attended, Ruth and I were in the first virtual one, and it was chaos to order. Very good conceptual frame. Yeah, I knew you'd smile at that one. And he really did a nice job. So for 5 hours and little 5-minute dyad breaks, I was amazed. And so that was a good beginning.
Okay, wait, pause for a second. So somebody new in the call tonight who doesn't know any of that, tell me why they should look this up. What do they get out of it?
And if you don't know your purpose and where you're going, so the Humans Being More component is profound. So I think getting more people interested in what Humans Being More does, so that the next virtual one can have, if the first one he had a limit to it, but we learned that on the virtual HBM classes that we can do it until we can do the live ones again.
Okay,
And,
so this is a live virtual Humans Being More class. Though most of us, I mean, I don't know of any leader in NECAN at the diamond rank or above that has not been to multiple Humans Being More classes over the years when they were obviously live and in person. And this dates back to the foundation of the company. So Humans Being More class has been perhaps the glue that has made NECAN in the world of network marketing and in the world of business. The whole concept behind NECAN is Humans Being More, and it started with a curriculum that was taught by experts, people who were very interested in the development of humans. And Mr. Masuda, the founder of NECAN, founded NECAN as a vehicle to help humans become more or be more. And so the philosophy, the teachings, I remember my first HBM class, it was January of 1992. And I remember after the first day, I thought to myself, I can't believe there's a company out there that wants their people to learn this. I was so impressed, so blown away that there was a company that cared about its people so much that they would put this kind of a curriculum together, which had absolutely zero to do with selling products. That was like, but it had everything to do with who I am as a person and how I could be more effective as a human being, which translates into every activity of my life, including the business. So that's what HBM represents to those of us who've been in NECAN long enough to know it's invaluable. It's what makes us us. So if you haven't been to an HBM class, if you hear one is happening, however it's happening, plug in. Just do it. You'll figure out the rest from there.
So I just put in the chat, if anybody's not on Jeff's list, it's jeffi@necan.com. So he does that on Tuesday night, and on Wednesday night, he's doing the comp plan and incentives. Last 2 weeks he's had Ben on, those have been very good. He has the recordings from the past that if you haven't attended them, that you can watch them. So and it just like this, interaction with questions and answers. It's
fantastic.
Yes.
And Jeff is corporate. Jeff
Yeah.
Isom is corporate. So I really respect that, because I can tell you in Latin America, where they have a very well-greased machine of online activity, many of the events, a third of the events are hosted by corporate. And they are the compensation plan, the incentives, programs like Humans Being More, things that are really enriching and enhancing to the community. So it's all about helping the community grow and prosper. Ruth, did you have another comment?
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure. So Jeff has a Tuesday night call that's for humans being more, and the Wednesday is the things to do for our business to get us on track for Team Kaizen and Team Tai Chi.
Okay, great
So
for the distinction.
Yeah, so Ben was on the Wednesday call, not on the Tuesday call. So I
Okay.
just wanted to clarify. And just
Excellent.
for a plug, this Wednesday, I'll be going over the compensation plan, going silver.
Okay, so very important. If you don't know how we get paid, if you don't know how the compensation plan works, you don't know how the game is played. So you got to learn the game if you want to win. All right, thanks for joining, everybody. Thanks for coming on if you came on late. For those of you watching the playback, again, we'll fix that link and get things sorted out. Thanks for your comments, everybody, and we'll see you in the next call. Cheers, everybody.
Thanks, Mike.
Thank you. Thanks, Jerome.